Now, let's go into the history of Islam. Read the title of this book. Read the title of that book.
From Babylon to Timbuktu.
By who?
By Rudolph R. Windsor.
This is a known historian. A lot of other books quote his book as a source. This dude was a bad dude. He traveled to different parts of Saudi Arabia, gathered this information of the origins of Islam. Now, Islam was created in 600 AD under Muhammad. All right, now we're going to give you some history of Muhammad because a lot of people don't be knowing nothing about him. So when you read the Quran, you read Surah 384 and also another surah called the Cow, verses 122. And those verses in the Quran, it tells you that Muslims are supposed to follow and worship the commandments that was given to Moses. So even in the Quran, it tells you that Muslims are supposed to go back and read this Bible and do what it's saying. Also, in the Cow, verse 122, it tells you that remember the blessing that was given to the Israelites, because Muslims are supposed to follow the Israelites. That's what the Cow, verses 122, say in the Quran. So even the Quran acknowledges the children of Israel. You. All right? Now.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 1. He shall make you no idols, nor graven image.
So one of the commandments of God is we're not supposed to make idols or graven images. Read.
Neither rear you up a standing image.
Neither are we supposed to create standing images. Read.
Neither shall ye set up any image of stone.
Any image of what?
Image of stone.
Now, what is the symbol? One of the symbols, because you got the crescent moon and the star. What's another symbol that represents Islam? What? Moon, star, what else though? It's something very important when they do a Hajj. Let's read it. Keep reading. Any image of stone?
Neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it.
What do Muslims do when they walk around the Kaaba stone and everybody prays and bows down in front of it? God says we're not supposed to rear up any images of stone to bow down unto. Yeah, but remember, in the Quran it says that Muslims are supposed to worship and follow the commandments given to Moses. One of the commandments given to Moses is we're not supposed to be putting up images of stone and bowing down to. That's crazy, right? Now, let's go into the history of Islam. Read the title of this book. Read the title of that book.
From Babylon to Timbuktu.
By who?
By Rudolph R. Windsor.
This is a known historian. A lot of other books quote his book as a source. This dude was a bad dude. He traveled to different parts of Saudi Arabia, gathered this information of the origins of Islam. Now, Islam was created in 600 AD under Muhammad. All right, now we're going to give you some history of Muhammad because a lot of people don't be knowing nothing about him. Go to, the first part.
Page 44, the birth of Islam. At the time of the birth of Muhammad, what were the international events or conditions operating?
So he's asking, during the time Muhammad was born, what was going on with the Muslims? What were they doing? How were they operating? Read.
The answer to this question is necessary for a comprehension of the rapid emergence of the Mohammedan Empire.
Right, so Islam began to grow during the Mohammedan Empire. Muhammad, he was a rich camel driver, and he traveled to different lands. So he was able to gain a following because of his riches, and he was able to gain a military. But then he gained such power that he created his own religion called Islam. But who did he learn it from? Jump down to verse, chapter, right here, page 45, after Muhammad.
Page 45, after Muhammad became a camel driver.
So we're going over the history of Islam, bro, which was created in 600 AD under Muhammad. Muhammad was an Arab. He wasn't a prophet. I'm going to show you. What does prophet mean? What does prophet mean, Rayvon? What does prophet mean, bro? Prophet means to prophesy, meaning you're able to tell things that's going to happen in the future through the Spirit of God. Now, what prophecies does the Quran have? It literally has zero. It has none. But we just read to you earlier that God used Moses to prophesy that we were going to slavery on ships in the future. Did that not happen? It happened. Let you know the Bible is a true book of prophecy. There's no prophecies in the Quran at all. None. So let's read about Muhammad in the beginning and birth of Islam. Read.
After Muhammad became a camel driver, he led his caravans to Persia, Syria, and Egypt.
So he traveled to Persia, Syria, and Egypt. This is what Muhammad did. Read.
Transacting business.
Transacting what?
Business.
He's a businessman. All right, read.
With merchants of every kind. On his business trips.
On his business trips, read.
He met Jews.
He met who?
Jews.
He met the Israelites, the Jews, the blacks, which are the real Jews of the Bible. We were in those lands. It said that he met Jews, read.
Christians and members of other sects.
And he met members of other religions as well. Read.
He interrogated them.
He what?
He interrogated them.
Interrogation just means question, hard questioning, all right? So it said that Muhammad interrogated them. He gave the Jews hard questions. Read.
Concerning the tenets of their religion.
Concerning the understanding of the Jews' religion, meaning the Bible, the commandments. Read. Jump through. Yeah, keep going.
He frequented the environment of the Jews.
So he was frequently in the environment of the Jews, meaning he was around our people. Read.
And their rabbis.
And their masters, meaning their leaders. Read.
Mostly because they were merchants in an omnipresent ethnic group.
So it says he always dealt with the Jews, our people, the blacks, because we were everywhere. We are omnipresent people. Read.
Because he could not read or write.
So remember, everybody knows that. If you're actually in Islam, that's one of the first things you learn. Muhammad didn't know how to read or write. That's true. So right here, this history is fact. It says, remember, Muhammad could not read or write. Read.
His ears were attentive.
He was a great listener. Read. Because when you don't have certain senses, other senses get heightened. So because he couldn't read or write, he could listen and recite. Remember, Quran means to what? To recite. That's why he was listening and recited a lot of things what the Bible already said. Read.
His ears were attentive and keen to everything that the Jews related to him.
Everything that the Israelites taught him, he was keen to it. He took heed to it. My man, read.
Muhammad learned and extracted.
He what?
Muhammad learned.
He learned
and extracted.
And extracted.
Much.
What?
Much.
Took much.
From the Jewish religion.
From the Bible. That's why Quran means to recite. He copied and recited things in the Bible. Give me Leviticus 11 and 7. Give me an example of what the Muslims took from the Bible. What are some of the worst things that's forbidden for Muslims to not eat? Everybody knows that pork, right? Read Leviticus 11 and 7.
Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7. And the swine.
And the swine. What swine? It's pork. Read.
Though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed, yet he cheweth not the cud. He is unclean to you.
The Bible says pork is what?
Unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat.
That's why Muslims don't eat pork. Remember, took heed, extracted much from the Jews' Bible. That's why Muslims don't eat pork, because the Bible said not to. He got that from us, bro. He got that from us. Huh? There's another devil walk past. It's all good. Children of Israel rising up. We are walking. I'm telling you, Mark 4. You don't gotta get Mark 4 yet. Let's get some other stuff that they took in the Quran. That they put in the Quran.
I'm gonna read this for you. This is some good history, bro.
Now, we're gonna keep reading where he says he took and extracted much from the Jews' religion. And keep reading though. Read that part again.
Muhammad learned and extracted much from the Jewish religion and compounded it.
He learned a lot of stuff and compounded it
with his new religion.
With his what?
New religion.
What was it called?
Islam.
What was it called?
Islam.
That was a new religion created by Muhammad, not from God at all, bruh. So it's time for you as an Israelite, get up out of there and don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about it, because I came out of religion. All my friends was like, damn, Ak, for real? I'm like, yes, y'all don't know nothing about Islam.
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity. Nation is you. It's nation time.
And finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord